Today, we are here at one of the most historic and oldest buildings on Main Street in Mullica Hill. I am at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church. Join us for Movin Down Main. Welcome to Movin Down Main. My name is Rachel Rowe from Realtors, and today I have the honor of speaking with the Reverend Sharon Patterson from St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, the vicar here. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Rachel. How are you?
Great. So wanted to show everyone this beautiful church that has been part of Mullica Hill for many, many years. Reverend Sharon, why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of St. Stephen's?
Sure, I'd be happy to. The St. Stephen's worshiping community began in the 1790s across town. By the 1830s, they gathered enough people that they needed more space and a new building, and so they moved to this northern end of town and built this church in 1853. Even at that time, they moved the graveyard from across town to where it is now, here behind St. Stephen's. They used to go over to Philly and bring the priests over so that they could have services here. And we've been doing it ever since. And we're still here. We're still standing. And this building is as it was built in 1853.
Yes, very vibrant community.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you came to be here?
Sure, that's a fascinating story. I started here as a parishioner in 2007. I started here as a parishioner. We had some transition and some turnover of priests. I had decided to go to deacon school in the Episcopal Church, and the congregation said, "Hey, can you be our priest?" And so the bishop and I arranged schooling around certain conditions. I didn't have to move away or anything. And I went to school and I was ordained in 2018 as the vicar here. I was in 2021, became full-time as the vicar at St. Stephen's. But I've been serving in some capacity since 2007.
We're going to talk a little bit about what we have going on here at St. Stephen's. So why don't you tell us, what we do here and some of our upcoming events.
Sure. We always say we're a small but mighty church community, but I think we're bigger than we think we are. We're very, very busy. We have events that occur monthly, such as our first Sunday combined service. This came out as a result of COVID. We were joined together outside as one church service during COVID, and everyone liked it so much. We've continued that on the first Sunday of the month. We have one service at 9 o'clock. On Sunday services, we have a contemplative service at 8, which just means that there's no music. 10 o'clock is a more sort of family-focused service. There's music. It's a really good time here. It's a little more laid back. On the second Sunday of the month at our 10 o'clock service, we have Family Day where the kids participate in worship however they are comfortable, including at the altar and helping with communion. There's also a children's message during the service and then activities for the kids afterwards if they want to stay. We have activities for them to do. Monthly events, we have a lunch bunch that meets on the fourth Monday, except for December. They're going to meet on December 30th, and that's been going on for several years now. Also, we have coming up for our church, the November was very packed with activities. December is the same way. The 14th, will be involved in the house tour from 2 to 7. We always have a display of creches in our parish hall from all around the world. It's collections from people, and as always, just an amazing show of creches from around the world. The church will be open. There will be sweet and savory refreshments in the parish hall. Again, that's on the house tour on the 14th. The 18th, we're having a blue Christmas service, something we started a couple years ago. And the blue service is just for people that might be carrying a heavy burden at this time of year, whether from a loss or whether from just their life's circumstances. And so that's December 18th at 7 o'clock. Our Christmas services are as they have been in the past several years. Family service at 4. We will create the manger. The kids will bring up all the pieces of the manger scene, except for the kings, because they don't come until January. That'll be at our family service at 4 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we have our candle lighting service, singing Silent Night at the end of the service with the candles glowing. It's always a lovely moment. Christmas Day, we're having a service at 9 o'clock. And then the next day is the 26th of December is St. Stephen's Feast Day. It's our patron saint, St. Stephen's, and we always honor him by having his feast day celebration on the 26th of December, also at 9 o'clock. And then we're moving into the new year, and there's more already on the calendar for January.
So don't miss that historic homes tour. They have the Are on the House tour. You can come in, see the church, get more of a history of the church. And like Reverend said, we do have refreshments and the beautiful creches will be displayed as well. It really is, that's an amazing activity, an amazing event in town on December 14th.
And these tickets, right? I think.
Yes, you do need tickets. You do need tickets for that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about outreach and children's programming? Because we do some outreach activities with the youth, and we do have a big event coming up on January 3rd for the youth, as well as other outreach that we do.
We do. So that small but mighty atmosphere continues in the other programs that we are involved in here at St. Stephen's. And one of them is we support Your Place at the Table. We support Angels Community Outreach in Pittman. We're doing right now our Toys for Tots drive. We're collecting gift cards for local school kids that might need help or families that might need help. And also our youth program. We did a survey some months ago and found out that people are looking to do more service-oriented projects. And so our youth programming has evolved into quarterly outreach projects. And so the current project, the kids are singing for us on Sunday, our youth choir, our seasonal youth choir. And in January, we're having a program on January 3rd, Friday, January 3rd, and it's called Mission Impossible. And I can't tell you what the mission is. It's a secret, but we're looking for teams of people, kids. It's towards kids, but we're inviting everybody to participate. We're going to join at 3 o'clock. Your team of 4 or 6 people. You need 2 cars, which is where the adults come in. College-age kids are more than encouraged to participate with us. Friday at 3 o'clock, you're going to gather. You're going to get your impossible mission impossible. You get several hours to complete it, and then come back and have dinner and tell us all how you completed this impossible mission. We did it last year. It was great fun, and so we're hoping for more involvement this year. And again, that's January 3rd at 3 o'clock.
So come on out, youth. You don't have to be a member of St. Stephen's to do that. It's just really a lot of fun, good fellowship, and a good time. Lots of things going on here at St. Stephen's. Hopefully you'll come and check us out. In closing, Reverend Sharon, why don't you tell me what you love most about Mullica Hill?
Sure. For me, it would have to be how the church is able to be involved in all of the community events, from the Ghost Walk to Lights on Main to the house tour. We open our church doors. People can come in and just sit and pray, or just have a moment in the quiet of the church and sort of get a sense of what's here at St. Stephen's. And I really appreciate that opportunity to be part of that larger community.
Thank you so much. We hope to see you real soon at one of our events. Have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.